Moving into the next segment here, though, now we're jumping in the realm of questioning Karine Jean-Pierre on what's Joe Biden's strategy and his plan when he meets with Speaker McCarthy if he's not going to ultimately negotiate on raising the debt ceiling or the debt limit because you think that there should be no conditions and they should just raise it willy-nilly. Let's see her response to this.
Okay, then another question on the meeting today with Speaker McCarthy. Given that the president has made it pretty clear he's not going to negotiate on the debt ceiling, what does he hope to get out of this meeting then?
Look, we have said before, the president is looking forward to working closely and trying to figure out how he can deliver with Republicans who are willing to work in a good faith bipartisan way. He said that right after the midterm elections, and he will continue to make that effort. And the president has been very clear about this. They're going to talk about a range of issues, as you've heard me say, as you've heard us really report out from how we see this meeting moving forward. And look, he wants to hear from the speaker. What's his plan? What is his plan on the budget? What is his plan to really deal with what is at the top of the minds of the American people? How are we going to lower costs for them? How are we going to deal with the national deficit, which is something that the president has taken very seriously by in record fashion lowering the deficit by $1.7 billion. He wants to talk about that. He's always willing to have those conversations in good faith.
Does anybody really believe that Joe Biden lowered the deficit? You can literally actually see the deficit clock in real time. It's still going up. We're at $31.5 trillion. It is still going up. He's not reducing anything. It's a bunch of lies. And that's what they do, lie every single day.
And also, he wants to see what their budget is. What is their plan? We've heard them over and over again talk about cutting Medicare, cutting Social Security. This is what we have heard from Republicans leading up to the midterms and then after the midterms. So, okay, what else are they going to be doing? What does that look like for them?
And the president did have some choice words for the speaker last night ahead of this meeting. He says he's made off-the-wall commitments to the far right. Was there any strategy in saying that ahead of this meeting? Is he trying to throw him off a little bit, or on the flip side, is that really helpful to be talking like that?
I will say this: we understand what the speaker is going through. He has a caucus that has put forth some pretty extreme ideas, some extreme options in front of the American people. Cutting Medicare, cutting Social Security. That is what he's dealing with. And so what we're saying is that, okay, well, this is what your caucus is saying. This is what your conference is saying. What's your plan? And I think that's what he is acknowledging, really, what the speaker is currently dealing with. But look, as we talk about the meeting that's about to come up very shortly and what they're going to discuss, again, a range of issues. The president had meetings, as you know, with the Democratic leadership just last week. He's looking forward to having this conversation. You saw a memo yesterday asking the speaker and really Congress, Republicans in Congress, are they going to live up to their constitutional obligation? Are they going to lift the debt ceiling, as many of them did, including Speaker McCarthy 3 times under the last president? So that's number one, their obligation. Are they going to live up to that? And number two, what's their plan as it relates to the budget and dealing with issues that truly matter for the American people?
Well, I mean, you think that it would be a major issue to the American people, the fact that we're $31.5 trillion in debt and we keep spending more money than we literally have. And let me just pull the graph up. Let me show you a pie chart of our spending from the federal budget, because she keeps talking about how Republicans, the GOP, want to sit there and chisel away at Medicare and Social Security. I think there's some truth to that, but Kevin McCarthy has also come out and said, look, he's not going to do that. Either way, there needs to be some talk about what we got going on right now here with this right here. So this is, where does your tax money go? What's that 70% in orange, or for those that might be colorblind, on the right-hand side there, called mandatory spending, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, veterans benefits? That's 70% of our budget. Now, if anybody were to analyze their own budget at home, you would try to think, hey, where's all my money going? Where am I spending the most money? Where should I start chiseling away? Because if you look at discretionary, defense, military, education, I think education's like 5, maybe to 8% of that, 25%. I believe military is 18%, somewhere in there. I mean, transportation health is really low as well. But you need to start chiseling away at the 70%. There's some mechanisms to do that. You can roll over into somebody being age 65 or older, being maybe on somebody's medical and health insurance, maybe talk about having their children pay for an elderly person's medical, whatever it may be. The discussion needs to be there, but you need to start chiseling away at that because $4.6 trillion on social programs is insane. It's insane, folks. We need to have some sort of discussion about chiseling away, but somehow that's ultra MAGA, right? That's extreme. That's crazy. But it's not crazy or extreme to sit there and raise the debt ceiling unconditionally with literally no reform or any talks about, hey, how about we get our budget in order, our debt in order here and start paying this thing off. That's not extreme whatsoever in terms of let's just raise this thing willy-nilly. No. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.